What's up, Builders Club TV Nation? Dewan Jones here, your professional stay-at-home dad. Man, I'm excited. Got a phenomenal guest with us tonight. You know how we do it. Dedicated to bring you the best in the work-from-home industry, and I think we've outdone ourselves tonight. I got a gentleman with me, a good friend indeed, someone that you may all know very well, doing some amazing things out here in these internet streets. You know how we do it. Family, let me get myself on camera a little bit real quick so you guys can see me live and direct. But we got Austin Zulauf on the show tonight, entrepreneur, home business success coach. This gentleman, believe it or not, has been the top income earner in 3 different network marketing companies, guys. Phenomenal as far as what he's been able to do in his career. We're going to talk to him a little bit and get inside of his head, see what kind of nuggets we can steal tonight. Let me see if I can get him on camera, family. Let me get myself here. What's up, family? Thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing to the show. Thank you for getting the word out and sharing the show. We're excited about the platform and so excited about you guys loving the platform. And again, we're going to continue to bring you the best in the work from home industry. Mr. Austin Zulauf is on the show tonight. Austin, can you hear me okay? Doing good. Let me get you on camera so the family here at the TBC TV Nation can see you live and direct. Here we go. What's up? There you go, man. What's going on, Austin?
Just loving living, brother. Same as always. Just blessed. Glad to be part of the show, for sure.
Man, we're excited to have you tonight, for sure. Thank you for coming on to the Builders Club TV.
Yeah, my pleasure, brother. My pleasure.
Awesome. So if you've seen the show a little bit, Austin, what we've been able to do so far is talk to phenomenal people like yourself. We're just trying to, get some of those hidden secrets, those jewels, those nuggets that we find when we, dig a little bit into the past of successful people, and we start to talk about the journey that you've endured to get to where you are today. We've been able to learn so much just learning about the path of successful people. So if we can do that tonight, talk to you a little bit about your path, your journey, and hop into what we call the Builders Club TV time machine and talk to you again about your journey. Can we do that tonight, man?
Sounds good, man. And, to kick it off, that reminds me of a quote that I heard someone say years ago, about 6 years ago. I remember the gentleman that told me this quote. He said, "The quickest and easiest path to success is directly through the experience of others." So that's exactly what you do with this show.
Wow. Man, that's some serious confirmation right there, family. We are definitely on the right path. Well, let's get right into it, man. Let's talk to you about this path that's led you here to this success and the freedom life that you enjoy, man. Let's take it back. Tell us a little bit, Austin, where were you before network marketing, working from home, this home business industry? What was life like for Austin Zulauf?
Yeah, sure, man. So I grew up on a farm in Edmonson County, Kentucky. And so I was related to everybody upside both of the streets, both sides of the street. And so, whenever I got into the professional world, I was in door-to-door business-to-business sales for about 7 years. I did really well with that. I'm a 9th grade high school dropout. So, I really didn't have a whole lot of choices. But after about 7 years, they eliminated my position as the divisional sales instructor for that company, which basically meant that I was out of a job and I went into the factories. So I went from like 20 grand a year from about 20 grand a month to 20 grand a year. And if you've ever cut your income in 1/12, wow, it can be a little bit challenging. So I lost everything. And one day, after sleeping couch to couch, eating at the canned food drive, kind of giving up hope on my life, I was over at my mom's house and I was on Facebook, and there was a gentleman that just looked successful. His title was Diamond Executive at such and such company. And I didn't know what a diamond executive was or what that company did, but right, I knew that, that I had to do something, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And I was looking for something. I didn't know what I was looking for, which proves that we're always looking for people looking for us.
And so when you found this gentleman, tell us, what happened basically.
Yeah. Well, he did everything just the right way, just as he should. I reached out to him and I asked him what it is that he did, because he looked so successful. He had a microphone and people were listening. And he did exactly what he should. He appeared to be busy. He told me, he said, I'm actually out to dinner with the formulator of my company right now, but if I were to send you a little information, when would you get a chance to check it out?
Right.
If would you, that's the principle that we use to get people in front of the information. If I were to send you a little information, when would you get a chance to check it out?
Right.
He did that, and I told him I'd check it out immediately. And so it was a 10-minute video. 10 minutes and 1 second later, I was back in his inbox. What's the next step? You know, so he got me on a 3-way call, whole 9 yards. He drove up to see me with his sponsor. They pulled up in a black on black Range Rover on 22s.
Wow.
I pulled up in a death trap that was elite in 3 different ways. And seriously, no insurance, no registration, illegal tint, missing the rear view mirrors, taillights. This thing was like, it was like driving, you know, I mean, seriously, a death trap to Starbucks to meet these guys. And I brought water from home because I couldn't afford water. So yeah, that's how I got started in network marketing.
Wow. So, I mean, that's crazy. So, you know, you being in that position where obviously things in your life wasn't where you wanted them to be, and you're meeting these highly successful individuals, was there any doubt in your mind, like, oh my God, you know, these guys are successful, you know, they're where they are in life, there's no way I can get to where they are?
Yeah, so it wasn't even that there was doubt. What scared me more was the hope. See, I had been so used to being down on myself that I got my worth. You know, I was letting my bank account fool me into thinking that's what I was worth. And so many people go through that. You know, they overdraft or they're in a tough time and they think that's what they're worth. No, that's what they've got now. You should never let your current situation fool you into thinking that's your life. That's a moment in your life. First 10 minutes of your movie of which is your life. So what scared me more was having the hope that things could go well for me and that I would have to step up and get out of my little shell of feeling sorry for myself.
Wow, that's strong. I like the way you put that. So as you begin to venture into this new opportunity, this new, you know, venture, how did it start going for you? What was the beginning like now that you discovered what you found?
Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever been so excited about something you were ready to hit the ground running. And it was like you jumped out of a pickup truck that was going 90 miles an hour, ready to hit the ground running, and you just fall on your face, bust all your teeth out. They go flying everywhere. So that was how good I did network marketing when I first got started. My first company took me 3 months to sponsor someone. I had no guidance. I made $266 my entire stint in that company, and I had literally sold everything that I owned and took an entire paycheck just to get started in that company. And then it was a $200 a month auto ship. So I was only able to maintain it a few months, and that was with making the $266. And so I was really garbage when I first got started. I wasn't in the right activities. No one told me what to do, so I was trying to take my sales background and apply it to this, and the two are actually similar in a lot of ways, very different in a lot of ways.
Right.
But the next company, I did get to about $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a week. I did okay. The difference was we had a system, and that made all the difference in the world.
Well, let me ask you this first, because before you got there, and that first experience didn't go so well, what made you get back into it? What kept you? What inspired you to try it again?
Yeah, so I've never known when to quit. I really don't know when to shut up. I don't know when to quit. And so with me personally, I would have rather died than stay in the situation that I was in, just to be truthful. I was about 25, 26 years old, and I remember being at work in the factories, and I cried 2 days. There was 2 days that I just broke down because I was like, this can't be life, you know? And I saw online, I saw people that were making $100,000 a month, and they were flying on private jets. And I know that, you know, anyone can do that if they make their mind up to do it. I just didn't know how they were doing it. So turns out it was network marketing. Who'd have thought?
Wow. Wow. So, you got to the second company and this is where you started to have a breakthrough. What was that like for you emotionally when you started to have that breakthrough? How'd your mindset change?
Yeah, it was cool. The thing is, you should never forget where you came from, because as soon as you do, you're on your way back there. And so I did okay in that company, and then I played follow the leader with the wrong leader, and I lost everything, including my check. But I actually had a position in another company that I launched, built a team of 34,000 people in my first 12 months.
Wow.
Got to a very substantial income. And so after that, I started thinking I was better than I was. And God humbled me, which I needed, and I lost everything again.
Wow.
And so that's why I've been the number one earner in 3 companies, is because the first one went out of business. I got terminated from the second one for training for another company, because I've always wanted to be a trainer and a coach. And then the third one was last year, before I retired from the field, to be a trainer and coach. So.
Wow. So what's, one of the biggest things that all this experience has taught you now moving forward in your career?
Yeah, well, what I still haven't learned is look before I leap, because I'm the blue personality that jumps off a cliff and builds an airplane on the way down, right? Ignorance on fire, better than knowledge on ice.
I like that. I never heard that analogy, but I like that.
Yeah, so they say ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice, right? So I usually take off running full speed and then look around and I'm wondering where everyone's at. So that's my personality. But what I've learned is, one, I've learned what to look for in a company, what kind of questions to ask, and that's very valuable. I've also learned what red flags not to ignore. So whenever you're looking at companies, products, leadership, team culture, things like that, you really it does behoove you to know what to look for. So I've learned that, and then I've learned not only the value of systems, but what systems work, what really doesn't work. I've learned what to do, what not to do. A lot of people waste a lot of time. I've learned how not to waste time and to manage time better, what to do with that time. And one of my early mentors said, it's not about teaching a dog a new trick. Anyone can do that. It's about teaching the dog to teach other dogs. And so in network marketing, duplication is everything. And so I've learned some really cool stuff that it forces duplication. My last company, I only personally sponsored about 80 people and had a team of 24,000 from 80. And that's like an ongoing thing with me. And so I just about 4 months ago partnered as the master distributor of another company, and never been a big recruiter, but I'm training on how to duplicate. So that's where the key's at. Just in case anyone's watching and you think you can recruit your way to a number one earning position, I've never been in the top 5 recruiters, number one earner of 3 companies.
Wow. So you don't have to be an amazing recruiter to have a large organization?
No, and I've never been big on hype. I've just really been big on, facts, professionalism, having fun, building the right culture. And I feel like if I were willing to sacrifice a little bit of that and be a little bit more hypey, I could probably multiply how many people I recruit. But I probably scare more people away by being real with them and telling them what it's really going to take to be truly as successful as they want to be.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that, because here on the Builders Club TV, we like to think that we do a good job at keeping it real. We can get a little grimy on this show. We can tell the truth a little bit on this show. So what does it really take, to be successful in this industry?
Yeah. Well, what's funny is it's really not that hard. And I know I probably shouldn't say it like that. It's the difference between standing on top of a building and jumping off. Physically, it's pretty easy. Yeah. Mentally is where you struggle. And so in network marketing, it's just mental. You have to marry the activities, divorce the results. You have to understand the activities that you need to be in to be successful, and completely emotionally disassociate yourself from the results, because attitude plus activities equals results 10 times out of 10, no matter if you're, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, fat, tall, skinny, dumb, a ninth grade high school dropout from Kentucky. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're doing the right activities with the right attitude, you will get results. That's just how planet Earth's rules work for network marketing. So I'll tell you, as soon as someone signs up, we have a very specific getting started system. And I'll tell you step one. Step two is a training that I do called the 7 Ps that explains the whole network marketing process, start to finish, mindset to duplication, for anywhere from beginners to 7-figure earners, so they can crystallize the understanding of what we do. Step 3 teaches them how to launch their business like a pro. But step 1 is where the foundation is really built. It's 4 questions. I'm not going into too much detail, am I?
No, please. This is the kind of stuff that we're here for. We're listening. We're learning.
So step 1 builds the foundation and sets the right expectations so they treat their business like a business. Right. So question number 1 is, it's 4 questions. Question number 1 is, what 2 things attracted you most to the company? Because you're going to use those 2 things to craft your story. See, network marketing is just storytelling. And so once you learn how to craft a compelling story that sells, then you can pique people's interest, build the value. That way you don't get the objections as much. If you're getting objections, it's because they don't see the value. They have the money. They don't need to talk to their wife. They have the time. They don't see the value. So if you craft a compelling story, you do away with a lot of those objections. That's what step 1 is designed to help with. Number 2, the second question is simply, what do you want out of this opportunity besides money? And I'll give you an example. There's a gentleman that in our organization, he wants to retire his mom and dad. He wants to be a full-time networker. He hates his current job. Right. He needs about $9,000 to do this. His parents are sick. He understands that he needs to do this sooner rather than later. So what we did then, once we realized the $9,000 is what it takes to get what he wants, the emotional, the why, if you want to call it that, we built out a 90-day plan to get him to $9,000 a month within 90 days. Now I've told them, don't retire, from your job until you've at least gotten to our goal a few months in a row, or double your goal really is what you want. But anyway, that's step 2. Question number 3 is, how many hours per day do you have to devote to getting what you said you wanted in step 2? Question number 4 is, how many people can you get in front of the information per hour? Here's why those 2 questions are so important. Because if you got 10 hours per week, right? There's 2 types of time. There's preparation time and production time. Preparation time is learning the comp plan, learning your back office, making your list, preparing. Production time is possible income producing activities. If you got 10 hours a week, let's say 2 hours of prep time, 8 hours of production time, you can get 3 people per hour in front of the information, which is pretty conservative. Then you got 8 hours of production time times 3 people per hour, 24 people per week in front of the information. Now you can learn your batting average. So if you're just starting off, you're going to sponsor about 1 in 10. My whole point is, the last 2 questions allow you to break your success down to a mathematical equation that even a 9th grade high school dropout from Kentucky can do.
Wow. Man, Builders Club TV Nation, I hope you guys are writing that down and taking notes. This is literally $1 million information from a gentleman who has been the top income earner in multiple companies. That is amazing, man. This is why we got to have you on the show more than once. We got to have you back, man. There's so much knowledge and wisdom to dissect. So let me ask you this, switching gears a little bit. The lifestyle that you've been able to afford due to the success, due to you following the system that you're laying out here, how do you enjoy your success now?
Well, at first, I went out there and I retired my mom from a 6-figure career, which was really cool. We did that about 4 years ago.
Congratulations on that.
I'm a big mama's boy, so that was a big plus for me. But then I just went crazy buying a bunch of stuff I didn't need. 100. I'm deadly serious. I did. I came from a very modest upbringing, and so
I'm looking at the timepiece right here, Austin. I'm looking at the timepiece right here, man, and I'm asking myself, is what kind of bezel or what's that you got going on the wrist, man?
Well, so this is what's called a Richard Mille RM11. I bought it used. Okay, so but yeah, the Richard Mille is $125,000 timepiece, but it's
Used.
97 used. So I went out there a couple years ago. We had a really good year. I went out there a couple years ago. I paid cash for my dream house, remodeled the whole thing. I hired one of Elton John's interior decorators to come and do our design of the interior of the house.
Wow.
I went out there and bought, a BMW i8 with butterfly doors and all this stuff. And I mean, I just went crazy doing a bunch of stupid stuff. And then what's funny about that is I had a series of unfortunate events that triggered the thought, you're about to lose it all again if you don't pull your head out of your ass and become more responsible.
Right.
And so I pulled back the reins, right? And, we sold that house to be closer to family. And so now we live in a little bit more modest 7,000 square foot house, and
so, modest, man, modest.
Yeah. But we're a lot closer to family, and that really makes a big difference. So right. To answer your question, it's been able to give us the ability to travel the world, have fun, not worry about money. And then that opens you up to a lot of other experiences. A side effect of this that is now the driving force is we've helped to retire over 600 families from their full-time employment with the network marketing vehicle, whether it be from a company that we were in or training that we've given. And that's something that feels just good, if not better.
Wow. Talk about that, man. What made you get into the training side? Because frankly, you're acknowledged as one of the top trainers in the industry. What made you drive in that lane? Why didn't you just keep building businesses for yourself? What made you decide, hey, I want to teach people what I've been able to do?
Well, there's no formal education in what we do, and that's one reason why it's not looked at as a profession. So whenever you do have training that's proven, that's predictable, that works for a fact and everyone else knows it works, then it's time to develop education for the profession to elevate the people that do want to take it to the next level. Like if someone's watching this right now and they've gotten to 20 minutes in or however long it's been, then they obviously want more out of life, their business, their life. And so
that's a fact.
If they just know for a fact a clear and concise method of, if I do this and this is the life that I get. If they know that, then more times than not, they'll actually do it.
That's strong. A lot of people don't have the vision of what life could be like if they just follow the system to a T. I think you're absolutely right about that. Austin, will you go ahead and give out your social media, website, and everything like that the family can get in touch to learn more about you if they like?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can always just go to austinzulauf.com. I've got a lot of free training on there, but I'll be honest, I don't really think that's a good way to contact me. If you want to contact me, you can just reach out to me on Facebook, Austin Zulauf, Zulauf. Feel free to shoot me an inbox message. I check all my message requests a couple times a day. Or you can email me at az@austinzulauf.com. And I am the master distributor of a company, but I'm here to help elevate the profession. So no matter what, if someone's happy where they're at, I encourage them to build where they're at. And I provide training and coaching for the entire profession in addition to just my own team. So we all have to do our part, and that's mine.
Awesome. And we will, family, link all of that information in the video description. Austin, we thank you for coming on to the show. We definitely got to have you back. especially for the Builders Club TV live chat series that will be debuting soon. And that's, of course, when we'll go live at that point. And the audience now becomes the interviewer, beside, instead of myself, and they get a chance to ask all the questions that they like about their business, about the industry, tips of the trade, anything they want to. And then also, I know you're going to crush this. We're going to have the Builders Club TV Day in the Life coming soon, family. And this is the lifestyles of the rich and famous for the network marketing industry. So this is where we just turn on the camera and you show us whatever you want. Okay, it's about inspiration, motivation, and belief. And we also get the opportunity to steal some of those golden nuggets that you laid out here tonight. And we get to see the lifestyle and be motivated. And it's about, it's about the dream. So we definitely got to have you back for that, man. But we appreciate you coming on to the show.
My pleasure. I appreciate you allowing me a platform to provide some value. And I can't wait to be a part of the next shows for sure. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Well, TBC TV family, once again, Austin Zulauf. Peace. Next time.